Welcome to the Travel Squad podcast, where adventure meets inspiration. We're your hosts. I'm Brittany.
I'm Kim.
And I'm Jamal. Together we explore international destinations, hike epic national parks, and share unforgettable travel experiences with you, one passport stamp at a time.
Our mission is to inspire you to travel by showing you how you can make it work no matter your budget, schedule, or experience level.
We bring you along so that you can laugh, get excited, and start planning your own trip.
So grab your ticket and your passport.
And don't forget your travel insurance.
And get ready to embark on a new adventure with us around the globe.
Hey Squaddies! Travel Squad Podcast is back with Just the Tip, our Friday mini-episode series where we give you quick travel stories, hacks, and recommendations to set you off into the weekend right.
Today, we're sharing essential tips for first-time backpackers. When we went backpacking for the first time, there was just so much research and prep work that went in behind the scenes to make us feel prepared for our first backpacking trip. And we learned so much while we were on our trip. So we wanted to share all of those tips that we learned with you guys.
We did a lot of research and prep, but nothing will prepare you like actually being out there. We thought we were prepared until we were out there. So most of this is going to be from experience, firsthand from first-timers.
So we went all out when we did our first backpacking trip. We did the Havasupai trip, which is 4 days, 3 nights. And to get to the campground, it is a 10-mile trek in and a 10-mile trek out. And then on the days in between, you're hiking. And I would highly recommend starting a little bit smaller than that. Choose a more beginner or moderate friendly trail for your first trip destination. And don't pick a trail that's longer than a hike that you're used to hiking.
I mean, we'd done 10 miles before, but once you have that backpack on, it completely changes it. 1 mile feels like 10 miles.
Yes. And if you do decide to go out, just make sure you prepare well and invest in quality gear and test your gear in advance.
I thought I tested my gear by means of putting it on my back and adjusting straps, but that's not what we mean. We actually mean do a mock pack, put it on, test the shoes, like maybe even actually do a mock hike with the backpack on.
If you can't get out in nature and you have a treadmill and you could put it on a little bit of incline, that will even help you prepare. I know a few days before my trip, I started going up and down my stairs a few times to see how the backpack weighed on me and how it felt so I could adjust it better, which really did help. But make sure you're doing this in advance so that you can adjust what you've packed, because trying to do it on the trail is going to be really difficult.
And if you've never backpacked before, you don't really know like the settings to do. Like backpacks have this hip strap on it that's supposed to alleviate some of the pressure from your shoulders and your back. But if you don't know how to use it properly, then you're just going to screw yourself.
When you're backpacking, make sure that what you get is as lightweight as possible, because you might think, oh, this one item isn't very heavy, but everything starts to add up. So you want reliable items, but that are also lightweight.
The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
You're the perfect blend of elegance and style, and your ride should be no different. The 2024 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid meets all your needs, from business to brunch and everywhere in between. With head-turning details like a sleek front end, plus stylish interior, and an available 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and seamless tech integration. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more about the new 2024 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid.
One thing that we did was we brought sleep mats and not air mattresses, but I feel like if I were to do this again, I would definitely invest in a lightweight air mattress because it would just add so much more comfort.
I would also really test your hiking boots. I hadn't worn mine in forever, and they were a little bit too small. My toes were killing me. And like when you're already backpacking with something super heavy on it, you don't want one more thing that's going to hurt your feet, of all things. You could get blisters, like wear wool socks. That's what I would recommend. And even with wool socks, the potential for blisters is there, as we found out. So make sure to pack that moleskin just in case.
Also, practice using your equipment. Like set up your tent in advance, make sure you're not missing any parts. And then if you're cooking with like a Jetboil or stovetop, make sure to practice using that before heading out. Because while we were in Havasupai Falls, there were 2 girls on the trip that we met, and they blew up their fuel canisters. They had 2 of them, and they blew up both of them on their first night of a 3-night trip. You don't want that happening to you.
All they had packed was freeze-dried food. So without boiled water, they would have starved.
Yes. Luckily, we made friends with them and we were able to share our stove top, so that worked out well. But if you're in a remote area and you're backpacking by yourself, or you're not in a big campground situation, that could be disastrous.
I want to reiterate once again, pack super light. Things that you can have as multi-purpose, things that are moisture wicking. And one of the things that we always say is always pack enough underwear to shit yourself 3 to 5 times a day. But maybe don't do that on this one. Like, you won't need it on this one. Let's just say that.
Also, if you're going with a group, make sure to split up the items that everyone can use, because when we went, everyone had like their own first aid kit and everyone had like soap and different things. But if you can just get down to the essentials, that's going to make a difference in the weight that you carry.
And don't underestimate the weight of things. Like this hammock that I brought last minute. It's like, it weighs like 1 pound. It's fine. But everything weighs 1 pound and 2 pounds and 1 pound and 3 pounds. And it all adds up. I know even Savannah had brought a 7-pound tent. And 7 pounds doesn't really sound like that much, right? But a lot of backpacking tents are made to be super light, like 2 pounds or 3 pounds. A 7-pound regular tent, it makes a world of difference compared to a 2-pound tent.
Yeah, the tent we had, I think, was 4 pounds or just under 4 pounds. And Kim and I split that. So we were carrying 2 pounds each, where Savannah was carrying 7 pounds to herself. Makes a huge difference.
The backpack itself makes a huge difference. There's different size backpacks measured by liters, depending on how long your backpacking trip is. You might want something that's 40 liters or 60 liters or 80 liters. But whatever it is, the general rule of thumb is it should not weigh more than 20% of your personal body weight. Take it from me. You really want to stick to that, because I didn't, and oh my God.
You also want to pack it strategically. You want heavier items on the bottom and then lighter items on the top. So just keep that in mind as you're packing. You don't want it to be top heavy. And when it's on your body with the straps around your hip, there should actually be room to put your fingers on top of your straps on your shoulders so that you're not feeling the weight there.
I would also say pack the snacks easily accessible, because there was a point on this backpacking trip where I thought I was going to die and thought I wouldn't make it. And I really just wanted to eat a snack and I couldn't find it. And when you're already at the brink of death, like a snack, it's like the Snickers commercial. You're not yourself. Like, make it easy on yourself.
You're so dramatic, on the brink of death.
That's how it felt.
Another tip we have for you guys is to plan your route. So make sure you know your trail, your potential campsites, your water sources, and always have a map or GPS available. Know also how to use a compass and read a topographic map. So we knew on our Havasupai Falls backpacking trip that there was only one campsite, but there was like different sections and that there were different bathrooms. So we knew that we wanted to secure a site that was near a bathroom and near the water source. And so I actually had the trail map already downloaded, knowing, even though I knew you could only go one way, but just so I had peace of mind and to see how far we were and to just be able to plan things out more strategically in my head as we hiked through.
You had the map downloaded on your phone, but when you ditched me because you're a superhuman backpacker, I was left on the brink of death, not sure how much farther it was. And I mean, that really just adds to it. Just like the comfort of knowing you're 1 mile away or 2 miles away could really save your life.
As you were on the brink of death again.
I can post the video. I actually recorded a video just in case I actually died, just to let people know, like, this is what happened to me.
Oh my gosh. Another tip for you guys is to stay hydrated. Make sure to bring a water filter or purification tablets for safe drinking water. And then make sure to pack your backpack with your water bladder. I even purchased a light collapsible water storage bag that could hold, I want to say it was 3 liters. And we just had that around at camp so that we didn't have to go to the water spigot so often. And that was really helpful.
Definitely check the weather before you get out there too. You're going to want to kind of have an idea of what could happen so that you can pack the right amount of layers or protective clothing. But things do change. I know when we were on this backpacking trip, all of a sudden snow was in the forecast.
Yeah, that was a little scary. It was actually snowing at the top of the canyon. And they said that the wind was going to be really bad one night. So people were moving their campsites. So just have that in the forethought of how you would get around this.
But don't let that freak you out, because I then started panic packing extra sweaters that I really didn't need. When you're backpacking, you're moving, you're going to be hot. And so being able to shed layers is great, but don't let yourself panic pack and add on weight you don't need. I was actually like, I'll leave these pants here. I'll leave this sweater here. I can't take it.
She was going to leave it for the villagers.
I think you did leave a pair of pants for the villagers, didn't you?
I think I did. But you were going to leave your whole backpack there.
I was going to leave it all there.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to tell you that Michelob Ultra is giving you the chance to win tickets to the NBA Finals. That's right, the 2025 NBA Finals. Just head to MichelobUltra.com/NBA Finals. Michelob Ultra Courtside NBA Finals Sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents, excluding Maryland residents. 21 up. Begins at 9 a.m. EST on February 16, 2025. Ends on May 5th, 2025. See official rules at MichelobUltra.com/rules for price and details. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
Get ready for Netflix's gripping new medical drama, Pulse. Set in a cutting-edge Miami trauma center, third-year resident Dr. Danny Sims is unexpectedly thrust into a promotion when beloved chief resident Dr. Xander Phillips gets suspended. Then, with the emotional and physical stakes at their highest, a storm will push the hospital and its residents to their limits. Witness how life can change in a heartbeat when you're operating under pressure. Watch Pulse April 3rd, only on Netflix.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Because you're going backpacking, accidents are a possibility. So make sure to pack a first aid kit. Make sure to include bandages, pain relievers, antiseptic, anything for your specific needs. I was actually hiking one day and a toenail ripped off when I slipped. So trim your toenails before you go backpacking because it hurts. And ibuprofen was super important. We were taking it every day because we were sore.
Yeah, backpacking takes a huge toll on your knees, your back, your hips, your shoulders. Like, everything will hurt if you're not an experienced backpacker. I mean, even if you are, it probably does still hurt.
How long did it take your knee to recover from that trip?
Probably 2 months. My knees were messed up.
So take it from us, pack light, test your gear, pack some meds, and leave no trace while you're on the trail.
Most backpacking is going to be leave your trace. There's usually not a dumpster out in the backcountry where you're going. So do that. You can choose compostable plates and things like that wherever it's possible. That'll help. But just if it wasn't there when you arrived, it shouldn't be there when you leave.
So we actually packed a trash bag to bring with us so that we could take all of our stuff out and hike it out when we left, so we could leave nature just as we found it.
As far as snacks go, these are going to be very important. You're going to want things that are light but still calorie rich, like nuts, dried fruits, granola bars. We even explored freeze-dried meals, and they're not too bad, aren't they?
I actually really liked all of the freeze-dried meals. It's not something I would eat on a nightly basis, but I thoroughly enjoyed them while we were out in nature.
We do have an Amazon shop list set up for the Havasupai backpacking trip that we took. We have linked different freeze-dried meals that we bought off Amazon that we thought were good flavors. So we'll link that in the show notes. And if you're going on a backpacking trip, check them out.
You also probably won't need as much food as you think. I feel like we did overpack on the food because you think you're hiking, you're going to be hungry. But we were so busy during some of the days that we didn't have a chance to like eat full meals. And we were snacking in the middle part, like during lunch, and eating mostly just breakfast and dinner. So keep that in mind. One of our trip mates brought a whole backpack full of snacks, and it was definitely unnecessary.
She definitely messed up because she not only had a cheap backpacking backpack on her back, but she also had a regular backpack on her front full of snacks that we didn't need. So don't make that mistake.
But even though we're talking about all the things that could possibly go wrong, stay positive and have fun. You just have to roll with the punches. It felt so good to be in nature, to disconnect without our phone. It was such a cleansing experience, and I learned a lot about myself and how much I love backpacking. I can't wait to get out there and do it again. And I think it's just a really great time.
I got to agree. I mean, after being on the brink of death for 10 miles, finally getting there, making friends, hearing the stream right next to your tent the whole time, it was an unreal experience. And I don't know if I'm ready to get back out there necessarily, but I would definitely do another short backpacking trip. And Squatties, we hope that we have not scared you away from backpacking, that we've actually given you the tips that have encouraged you to do it. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's Just the Tip.
Make sure to subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on all the socials at Travel Squad Podcast.
And have fun traveling this weekend.
Bye, Squatties.